Donnie will mute you, and we will begin. Welcome, welcome, welcome to each of you this morning. Thank you for joining together today. Month in review, November 2024. Our theme this month has been shorter days, larger opportunities. We reflected first on larger opportunities for adjustments. Second, larger opportunities for attention span. And thirdly, larger opportunities for observation. Shorter days, larger opportunities, adjustments, attention span, and observation. Your yoga invitation for today is to apply these 3 opportunities in each asana practice today. Namaste. Please gift yourself these next few moments and become present on your yoga mat. Arriving into centering stillness. Welcome to today's yoga class. We have each created our sacred yoga space to practice together and cultivate, discover, and explore a stronger connection between our innermost self and all things. Receive your next fullest, deepest breath. Feel yourself. And as you release the breath, empty, give back, creating inner space for your very next breath. And we'll begin inviting some warming practices with our very next breath. Arms begin to reach away. They begin to rise up above us. Feel the circling of the fingertips high above you. Just touch the fingertips here this morning and lightly draw the thumbs down to your heart center. Flow with this rhythm. We begin to invite any adjustments that are needed for our practice today. So take your time, cultivate, discover from the inside, and explore the possibilities for your practice today. Please complete your last beautiful little circling. With the thumbs resting at the heart center, we lift our hearts and open those arms out wide to the wingspan. As our elbows bend, fingertips touch the top of our shoulders. Lift the elbows lightly and create little circles just with the elbows. Just to notice, maybe you can even feel through the fingertips or hear some little inner little singing, little squeaking. One more circle. And then pause with the elbows wide. Receive a next breath. Go the opposite way. Circling the elbows in the opposite way. Adjustments can be very, very small and detailed on your mat. So pay attention to even the things that you don't think are noteworthy. One more circle here. And as the elbows reach out wide, open those arms out wide. Right arm comes down, left arm reaches up. Feel the touching through the right fingertips down on the mat and feel the reaching through the left fingertips high above you. Release your next breath and let your body reach over to the right side. Would there be an adjustment with your head? Do you want to turn to look over to the left side? Or center? Or even down at the right fingertips? One more deep breath. Got sit bones grounded? There's an adjustment. And we'll rise back up. The body lifts to center. The right arm lifts up high. The left arm starts to travel down. That reaching up and the soft touching down, and then reach, stretch over to your left side. The small detail adjustments in your yoga practice can be simply tuning in to your alignment, breath connection. One more breath here. And rise back up. Feel the right hand reaching high. Feel the left arm coming back. Opening both arms wide to that wingspan. And softly bend both elbows. Place the left palm at the heart center. Right palm on top of the left hand. Receive a breath. Release the breath. Relax the shoulders. There's an adjustment. And now we'll just open that right arm out to the right side as we follow the fingertips with the gaze of our eyes. Softly bring that right hand back. Now the right palm touches the heart center. The left arm begins to reach forward and open out wide to the left. Keep the right elbow lifted, please. Gaze over to the left fingertips. Follow the fingertips and then back to center. And again, eyes follow the fingertips as the arm reaches outwards. Softly returning back. Opening through the left arm. Release a deep, deep breath as that left arm travels back home and pauses at the heart center. And then bring the right palm on top of the left hand again, please. Opposite direction with the gaze this time. Breath. As the right arm reaches out to the right, eyes gaze to the left. Now there's a small adjustment. Maybe it starts to create a little more attention span. Bringing the right hand back, head back to center. Opening the left arm, eyes gaze over to the right. Notice any detail of physical sensation, breath sensation, inner attention, back to the center. One more flow, please. Our shorter days help us to create less outwardly distractions. So it would be a beautiful timing, tuning in, beginning to focus more inwardly. Whenever both palms are back at the heart center, elbows have lifted, receive a nice deepened breath, open both arms out. Please keep the head in neutral. Now we're going to lift through them and open the front body, arms circle behind. Reverse ragdoll arms, just softly touch an opposite wrist or interlace your fingers, but focus on opening through the front body. Shoulder blades draw down deep into your back body. Heart center is lifting, collarbones are broadening. Any other adjustments to open into this practice and release the breath. Start to bow forward. So wherever your hands and arms are, they can just rest at your back body. Or if the fingers are interlaced and the arms are straightened out lightly, you can maybe lift them away from your back body. Keep breathing deeper into these sensations. And then we'll all come back up into that center. We lift the body to center. We release the hands and arms. We bring the palms back onto the thighs or the knees. And you might just create some little circles with your wrists or shoulders if you like. Pause with one breath. Just get back to that centering stillness. Notice. Next breath, we'll transition warming to energize. Tabletop, please. So from your seated pose here this morning, we transition together into tabletop. Flow through a spinal wave just to get your back body warmed and opened again. So you can start with the upward or downward wave. Knees down or hovering up. Oh, and when that practice is complete both ways and you're back to the neutral position, slowly begin to reach the right arm forward, the left leg back, a little spinal balance. Lift the right thumb up, point the left toes down. Feel that extension from fingertips to heel. And as you release that breath, slowly start to bring the right hand down and stretch that left leg way out to the left side. Plant the outer edge of your foot deep down onto your floor. Excuse me. Receive a nice deepened breath. Here we go. Pick up your right hand. Thread the right arm behind the left arm. Breathe. Keep reaching those right fingertips over to the left foot. Soften your right elbow. Allow the right shoulder blade to soften down. Even the right side of your face. One more breath there. And then very gently, body lifts up. Right hand comes sliding back. Here we go. Receive the next breath. Reach the left arm over to the left foot. Reach it. Feel the reach. Remember, we're creating larger opportunities through adjustments, attention spans, and then rise. We allow that left arm to start lifting up. Make any other adjustments. Breathe into this space you're creating. Relax the right shoulder blade and release the left arm all the way back down. Yogi's choice. Bring your body back into tabletop. Receive the next breath. Left arm reaching forward. Right leg reaching back. And they rise together. Lift. Extend. Explore larger opportunities. Here we go. And then very gently bring the left hand and arm down. Stretch that right leg all the way out to the right side. Thread the needle. Receive. Left arm lifts. Thread your left arm behind the right arm. Reach over towards the right foot. Soften the body as you reach into the stretch. There's larger opportunities of observation and adjustments, attention span. With each little movement, what are you finding? And we'll come back up to the center. Slowly lift your body back to center. Plant the left hand down. Lift up the right hand. Reach the right arm over to the right. Reach. And then let it rise. Just allow that right arm to reach higher. Maybe it starts to reach over to the right ear. Maybe not. And softly bring your body back down. Arm reaches back down. Yogi's choice. Pick up the right leg. Circle it behind tabletop. Flow through spinal wave. Downward wave first this time, please. And then upward wave. And then we're going to transition to downward dog. Toes tuck, heels reach back. Hover the knees. Feel that. And then let yourself start to transition. Downward facing dog. The heels rise. We come back to tabletop. Knees softly come down. Tops of the feet come down. Downward wave. Upward wave. Downward facing dog. So as you explore into any larger opportunities for observations, keep flowing, keep moving. Maybe you can explore into a longer, larger breath. Follow through with one more of your little sequences here. There we are. And then everybody back into tabletop. From tabletop, we go into a low lunge. Left foot and leg lift up, they travel forward. Fingertips frame the left foot. Arms are going to reach back to airplane. Really emphasize the airplane arms this morning. Feel the collarbones broadening. And then the arms release down. They reach forward. We're going to rise up into the low crescent. Lift the fingertips. Release the hips. And softly bring the palms to touch and bring the thumbs to the heart center. When the heart lifts, the hips hinge. And we go into a little prayer twist. So our right elbow starts to come over to the left thigh. We explore into the sensations of this twist. Maybe we're gazing up, gazing forward. Left elbow lifting. There you go. Larger opportunity there to explore into. And softly bring yourself back to center. Back into the center. Palms plant down. Left arm reaches forward. And let that left arm circle up. Now open through the collarbone. So relax the right shoulder. Lift up, look up, breathe in, release the breath. Softly release the left arm down. Downward dog. Toes tuck. Back leg lifts. Flow through pyramid. And downward facing dog. Just a couple breaths there. Prepare mentally for the opposite side. From your downward dog, softly bring your body down to tabletop. From tabletop, we bring the right leg forward for the low lunge. The next breath, arms reach back to airplane. They lift behind us, the fingers spread. We release, arms release down, receive, arms, body, and breath all open up. And next releasing breath, palms touch. Thumbs travel to your heart center. Release the breath, hips hinge us. Left elbow comes to the inner right thigh. You start to turn, twist, move into sensations. Even the detail, can you feel all 5 toes onto the mat on the right foot? One breath, and release the breath. Right forearms come together. Bring your body back to the center. Plant the palms down. Here you go. Reach the right arm forward. Feel the arm reaching. And then let it lift. And turn to open. Larger opportunities. Adjustments, anyone? Attention span. How about observations? And then we circle that right arm all the way back down. When the palm plants, back toes tuck, back knee lifts, stretch through pyramid, and downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to go to split dog, left leg. And then bend the left knee, please. Bring that left knee behind your right knee. Hug them together. Bend the right knee. And then reach back through the arms. So it's a little bit of eagle legs. Receive a breath. Stretch back out into split dog. And from split dog, downward, facing dog. A breath or two in downward dog. And then we're going to transition into our energizing sequence. The downward dog invites a deep breath. Split dog, left leg. Feel the reach. You're going to bring that left leg forward. Warrior one. Small adjustment with the back foot. Plant it down 60 degrees. You got it. Check in with the adjustment. Hip bones facing the short corners of your mat. Check in with the opportunity to let those fingertips reach and rise again. And next, releasing breath. Release the hips. Sink down. Beautiful, you guys. Oh, it just feels so good even if I'm not doing it. And then slowly just stretch out the left leg. Upper body stays right where it is. Left leg stretches out. Eyes are gazing up. Upper arms next to the ears. And release the breath. As you receive that breath, slowly refocus. Find your drishti. Going into a standing balance. Soften the left knee. Slowly pick up the right foot and leg and step it forward, or just bring it forward. One big giant step, and let that right foot lift away from the mat. So it's a one-legged standing balance. One more breath. And as you release that breath, step that right leg all the way back. Plant that right foot down 90 degrees. You're going to warrior two. Open your body into your warrior two. Gazing proudly over your left fingertips. Can you just wiggle the toes? A very small adjustment that might give you a larger opportunity to check in with other details of alignment. From your warrior two, peaceful warrior, release your breath. The right arm releases down. The left arm reaches high. Feel the extension through the left side of your body, that inner reach, creating space. Can you breathe into that space? And then receive the next breath. Slowly allow the transition to start. When the breath is released, the left arm comes down. Keep the eyes gazing to the left. And then reach both arms straight up above you. So very nice place to really check in that the hips are open to the long edge. Your head may want to turn to center. There's an opportunity for attention span. Focus to the left. Reach through the fingertips. And when you release this breath, very gently reopen to the warrior two. Stretch out the right leg, left leg. Come to your center. Gaze to the center. So gaze out. Feet turn parallel. Hands touch the hips. And wide straddle, forward fold. Hips are just hinging. Spine is lengthening. Breath is deepening. Notice the outer edges of both feet, that they're firmly anchored down. And then receive this next breath. And let's do a little twist. Reach out the right arm over to the right side and let it circle, lift, raise up. Now, if you want to block, of course, under your fingers or anything else, please do so. Release a breath. The right arm releases down. Receive a breath. Left arm reaches over to the left. When it starts to lift, notice when you feel the torso turning to open into the practice. Beautiful opportunity for observation. And then release the left arm down. One more flow, please. When both sides are completed there, softly soften both knees. Start to walk your hands back to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, transition, spin onto the balls of the feet. Step back to split dog. So the right leg is going to reach back into your split dog. And then softly bend the right knee. Hug the right knee behind your left knee. Bend both knees. Let those thighs hug together. Reach through the arms. And next breath. Receive the breath. Let the right leg stretch back out. Split dog. And from split dog, softly begin to gaze forward. Step that right leg forward. You're going to warrior one. Transition. Warrior one. A checking in again. Hip bones facing the short corners of your mat. Fingertips reaching high above you. One more nice deepened breath. Release the breath. Relax. Release the hips. Adjustments. Larger opportunities. And when you receive the breath, here we go. Right leg stretches out. Stretch it out. Maybe you have this just natural intuition that your body wants to lean back or open up the front body when you stretch the right leg out. Great. Let's release the breath. Return to warrior one. That felt so good, you guys. Let's do it again. Receive the breath. Right leg stretches out. This time just make a small adjustment. Is there any leaning back that you can present to your body? Tailbone tucking. And come back into your center. Refocus. Find your drishti. Balancing pose. Receive the next breath. Start to pick up the back left heel. Start to bring that left leg forward. Couple steps, one big giant step, and then bend that knee as the foot lifts away from your mat. And you're reaching high through the fingertips. That left knee is lifted, the left foot is lifted. You can even put the toes up and down for another little observation. Release that breath. Warrior two. Left leg reaches all the way back. Spin the foot down 90 degrees. Open the arms. Warrior two. Gaze proudly over those right fingertips. Reach, reach, reach away. And then gently turn all of this strength, courage, focus into peaceful, peaceful warrior. The left arm reaches down, the right arm reaches high. Yes, allow the hips to keep sinking you down. Turn to the outer edge of your back foot. Keep that adjustment in place. And what opportunities do you find there? Receive this next breath. From peaceful warrior, keep gazing to the right as you open both arms back out to the warrior two. Gaze over, and then lift both arms all the way back up as you continue to gaze over to the right. And you might notice this attention span that wants to readjust something, that's what you're focusing on. Don't readjust this time. Keep it looking to the right as the arms reach up together. And return. Warrior two. Receive a breath. Release the breath. Soften into it. Next receiving breath. Stretch out just the right leg. Bend the elbows. Hands come to hips. Now head turns to the center. Long edge of your mat. Spin on the ball of the right foot. And wide straddle. Forward fold. The tailbone keeps reaching away from the body as the crown of the head continues to reach forward. Core energy. So you're hugging those core muscles in towards the spine. And when your hips have hinged you perfectly, release the arms down, bring them to your center. And here you go for the twist. Left arm reaches over towards the left side, and then it just flows. It lifts like the fingers have got helium balloons on them, and it circles up, reaches up. When you release your next breath, you bring that left arm all the way down, fingertips in the middle, between your feet, and reach the right arm out. Reach it away, away, away to the right foot, and let it circle up. Lift up, stretch up. Release a deeper breath this time, and softly bring the right arm down. One more time, please. When you explore larger opportunities on your mat, can you focus on a longer, larger breath? Perhaps even a longer, larger pause. When the practice is completed for both sides, you're back to the wide straddle forward fold. Begin to soften both knees. Again, start walking your hands back to the top edge of your mat. Bring your body into your tabletop. And from your tabletop, just flow into the most familiar spinal wave. Allow body, breath, and mind just to relax and release together in this flow. Back into the neutral position. Lift to downward facing dog. The downward dog is going to invite us into a couple of deeper breaths here. Giving yourself this larger opportunity to pause with the next asana and arrive in this downward facing dog. Please check in with all of your alignment adjustments. Breath in its deep connection to how body responds with each breath. One more deepest, fullest breath. Ujjayi, strong, victorious breath. And then we're going to walk to the top edge of our mat. So we soften both knees. You might take your slow walking meditation. You might want to take the giant steps through split dog. When your toes have walked to the back edge of your hands, softly and slowly bend the knees deeper. Allow the chest to rest towards the thighs. Allow your head to become heavy. And then begin to rise into your upward salute. So first of all, the arms begin to open. The legs begin to stretch. Where's your attention span here? What observations are you noticing right here, right now? And when you have reached high through those fingertips and you grounded down deeply through the soles of your feet, interlace your fingers, please. Spin the palms upwards. Lift through the palms of your hands. A small adjustment with the hands might create a larger opportunity for alignment adjustments, inner space, and begin to release the breath. Softly bend the elbows and just let the palms touch each other. And then lift up through the fingertips here. If the palms aren't happy to stay touching as they lift, separate them to shoulder width apart. And then we'll just do a little bit of balancing as we breathe here, releasing of the breath. Just release the arms all the way back down. Find a drishti, something very steady that you can focus on. And when you receive the next breath, as the arms lift up, this time just the heels lift up. Just the heels. Releasing of this breath. Arms are just going to come back to wingspan as the heels slowly come down. Holding your arms in wingspan and lift the toes up. Release that next breath. Bring the toes down. Receive the breath. Palms and arms reach up. Heels rise up. Hugging your inner thighs towards each other for extra strength and balance. When you release the breath, arms release just to the wingspan. Heels come down. Arms hold at wingspan as the toes rise up. Lift the heart center. One more flow, please. Toes down. Receiving breath. Arms and heels rise up together. Longer pause. Larger breath. Release the breath. Arms release to the wingspan. Heels release. And toes lift up. Then plant the toes down this time as the arms reach all the way up. Keep the feet grounded. Maybe you keep the arms just an upward salute or steeple mudra or palms facing up. Receive the next breath. Focus on the right leg. Get that muscular energized as you bend and soften the left knee. This time you bring the back of the left knee in front of the right knee. And now you hug them together that way. You release the breath and you reach over to the right side. One more nice deepened breath. And we'll all come back up into that center. We lift the body. Micro bend both knees. Softly pick up the left heel. Strong through the right leg. Pick up the left foot. Plant the left foot down. Receive the next breath. Muscular, energize the left leg. Soften the right knee. Right heel lifts. Feel that. And when the right toes lift away from your mat, bring the back of the right knee in front of the left knee. Hug them together. Release the breath. And reach again. Reach, reach, reach over to your left side. Just turn your head wherever you've chosen to focus. Gaze in another direction. And that observation of attention span will change. And then an observation of adjustment might shift. And then where is an opportunity to explore into larger connections. Beautiful. Come back up into your center, please. As you micro bend both knees, right heel lifts, right foot lifts. Plant the right leg down. Open the arms through wingspan. Forward fold. Whether you do ragdoll or swan dive, you're going to bring yourself into forward fold. Wherever you are, longer breath, longer pause, because we're focusing on larger opportunities for our practice. Go inwards. Our shorter days are gifting us with the opportunity to stay focused inwards, to bring our energies inwards. One more breath. And with your very next breath, we begin to transition to tabletop. Begin finishing well here together today. Tabletop invites just some free-flowing circles. So body just circles around. It just simply circles in freedom. Complete this circle in this direction, back into your center. Receive a breath and circle the opposite way. So enjoy any larger opportunities that you are experiencing or mentally noticing. One more circle in this direction, please. Back into your tabletop for a larger breath. And begin to transition to your constructive rest pose. Many opportunities for small adjustments as you go from tabletop to through seated into supine. Just notice what's working for you and what's not. And when your back body has rested on the mat and both knees are bent with hip width apart, palms resting on the belly, one stacked on top of the other. 2 or 3 breaths here. Centering stillness in supine pose. Still mentally focusing through all of your details of yoga, but seemingly at complete rest. And with your very next breath, we'll begin to transition into one leg hug at a time. So palms release from the belly, arms come down to your sides, and then with a breath, you lift the right foot away from the mat. Use both hands both arms onto someplace on the right leg. Relax the shoulders and softly hug your right thigh into your chest, or yogi's choice, knee towards armpit. 2 deepened breaths here. And when that second breath is completed for you, bring your right knee back to center. Plant the right foot down, release the hands. Softly and slowly begin to pick up the left foot. Start to hug your left thigh deep in towards the chest or knee to armpit. Focusing, bringing that deep inner attention into the shoulder blades, that they stay relaxing and releasing onto your mat. Next receiving breath, we're going to move into a 1 knee down supine twist. So you just stretch out the right leg. Just stretch it out. The heel reaches away from your body, the toes lift up, and then you bring the sole of your left foot into the inner right thigh, on top of the right thigh, or across to the outer right thigh. Arms are going to open to your beautiful wide wingspan or sun goddess arms. Receive the breath. Here we go. Journey begins, releasing breath. The left knee begins to travel over to your right side. You might take your right hand and softly touch just above the left knee. And just encourage the left knee to keep traveling over to the right. Maybe not. 2 or 3 more deepest breaths here. Full expression today, please. There's always a larger opportunity awaiting you on your mat. Keep inviting yoga to meet you where you are today. When this next breath is completely released, we're going to transition back to center. Receive a deep breath. Begin to slowly release the hand and arm and lift that left knee back to your center. Feel the transition. It's your opportunity to really pay attention on your innermost self. And when that is back to center, slowly place the left foot down. Softly start to stretch out the left leg. If the right knee is not already bent, please bend the right knee. Lift up the right foot. Sole of your right foot plants to the inner edge, on top or outer edge of your left thigh. Keep the left toes lifting up. Keep the heel reaching away. And open those arms again, either wingspan or sun goddess. Release the breath. Now the right knee begins to travel over to the left side. With each breath, you are invited into a new opportunity through your yoga practice. Maybe today and right now it's an adjustment. Maybe right now for you there's some attention span to largen into. Or maybe with this very next breath, there's an observation that is opening. awaiting your presence. One more breath here, please. Next breath, we'll come back to center. Slowly begin to transition. Bringing that right knee back to center. Maybe you used your left hand just to encourage a twist, maybe not. Back in center. Softly bend both knees once again. Arms down by the sides. And then pick up both feet. Hug both thighs into your chest. And then roll from hip bone to hip bone. Ah. A larger opportunity just to pause into, relax into, release into. When we come back to center, please pause with that. And then receive a larger breath as both legs begin to elevate high, high above you. Feel the soles of your feet facing towards your ceiling. With legs elevated, arms resting, breath naturally breathing itself. What larger opportunities have you explored into this month during your asana practices? One more breath. And next breath, begin slowly to release into Shavasana. Or stay where you are if that's your choice. Shavasana. Our theme this month has been shorter days, larger opportunities. We all are experiencing the shorter days. Have we experienced larger opportunities? Opportunities for larger adjustments, larger attention span, larger observation. Gently draw your awareness to that place between your eyebrows and expanding that awareness into your space. The wiggling through toes, fingers, perhaps ankles, wrists, inviting your next breath to awaken you as you give your body an awakening stretch. From your awakening stretch, we bend our knees and turn all the way onto our right side and begin to rise into your seated pose. In our easy seated poses with Anjali Mudra, a deepened breath, releasing of this breath and softly bowing forward, thanking yourself for taking this time to reconnect and know everything you did was enough. As we rise together, we close together today. Namaste. Namaste. Thank each of you once again for joining on your mat. Please unmute yourself and say goodbye to your fellow yogis. Namaste.
Thank you, Julie and Donnie. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Don. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, yes, yes.
Thanks, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Wonderful.
Hope
Everyone.
your voice comes back, Julie.
I think it will. Thank you. Have a wonderful week and the most happiest, fulfilling Thanksgiving with family, friends, fine food, and conversation. Namaste.
Namaste.